1 Samuel chapter 23. David kills the Philistines. David was told, "The Philistines are fighting Keilah and plundering the threshing floors." David consulted Adonai, asking, "Should I go and attack these Philistines?" Adonai answered David, "Go, and attack the Philistines, and save Keilah." David's men said to him, "Look, we're already afraid here in Yehudah. How much more, then, if we go to Keilah to fight the armies of the Philistines?" David consulted Adonai again, and Adonai answered him, "Set out, and go down to Keilah, because I will hand the Philistines over to you." David and his men went to Keilah and fought the Philistines. They defeated them in a great slaughter and led away their livestock. Thus David saved the inhabitants of Keilah. When Abiathar the son of Ahimelech fled to David in Keilah, he had brought a ritual vest with him. Now Shaul, on being informed that David had gone to Keilah, had said, "God has put him into my hands. He's trapped himself by entering a town with gates and bars." So Shaul summoned all the people to war, to go down to Keilah and besiege David and his men. David knew that Shaul was plotting something against him, so he told Abiathar the Kohen, "Bring the ritual vest here." Then David said, "Adonai God of Israel, your servant has certainly heard that Shaul intends to come to Keilah and destroy the city just to get me. Will the men of Keilah turn me over to him? Will Shaul come down, as your servant has heard? Adonai God of Israel, please tell your servant." Adonai said, "He will come down." Then David asked, "Will the men of Keilah hand me and my men over to Shaul?" Adonai said, "They will hand you over." Saul pursues David. So David and his men, now around 600, got up, left Keilah and went wherever they could. It was told Shaul that David had escaped from Keilah, so he called off the expedition. David stayed in the desert strongholds, remaining in the hills of the Ziph desert. Shaul kept trying to find him, but God did not hand him over to him. David saw that Shaul had mounted another expedition to seek his life. David was then at Horsh in the Ziph desert. Jonathan, Shaul's son, set out and went to David at Horsh to encourage him in God. He said to him, "Don't be afraid, because my father's forces will not find you. You will be king over Israel, and I will be second to you. Shaul my father knows this, too." Then the two of them made a covenant in the presence of Adonai, after which David stayed at Horsh and Jonathan returned home. The people of Ziph came to Shaul in Giv'ah and said, "David is hiding himself with us in the strongholds at Horsh, on Hachilah hill, south of Yeshimon. So now, king, since you've wanted so much to come down, come down. Our part will be to turn him over to you." Shaul said, "May Adonai bless you for showing me compassion. Please go and make still more certain exactly where he is and who has seen him there, because I've been told that he's very tricky. So look closely, find out where all his hiding places are, and come back when you're sure. Then I will go with you, and if he is there in that territory, I'll search till I find him among all the thousands of Yehudah." They set out and went to Ziph before Shaul. But David and his men had gone on to the Maon desert, in the Arava south of Yeshimon. Shaul and his men went searching for him. David was told, so he came down to the rock and stayed in the Maon desert. When Shaul heard that, he pursued David in the Maon desert. Shaul went along one side of the mountain, while David and his men went along the other. David was hurrying to get away from Shaul, while Shaul and his men were trying to surround David and his men in order to capture them. But then a messenger came to Shaul, saying, "Hurry, come, because the Philistines are invading the country." So Shaul stopped chasing David and went to fight the Philistines. Therefore they called that place Selah Hamashlikot, Rock of Divisions.